I love cities and I love the evolution of cities, but the cities that we see today, like here in Mexico in the 80s and New York in the 80s and 90s, is a very different place. They weren't as beautiful as they are now. The public realm wasn't as full as it is now. Many of them weren't as safe, and there was deteriorating infrastructure. But organizations and forums like CoRe, government agencies, the private sector, both the nonprofit and the for-profit sector, decided to collaborate in actually thinking about the ways that they would invest in the public realm in our cities. And for the most part, their initial ideas were around trying to create a social, a dynamic within the social public space where we act as citizens and in a shared democracy, where we share values, we share ideas, and it's in many ways the birthplace of creativity and innovation. We want to plan in a way that ensures that your planning and your efforts here and your memory and love and the way you grew up in these great neighborhoods in Brooklyn, for example, that you're going to be part of the future as well. One of the major landmark pieces of the housing plan was a piece of zoning legislation, which is a legal ordinance that was passed, that was successfully passed unanimously by the city. But it wasn't easy getting there. We took about 9 months to a year, actually facilitating a process in which we, again, had to educate the public about what it was that we were trying to do. So we said that basically what we're doing is creating zoning that if the city decides to go into your neighborhood and zone so that there's an increase in residential development in your neighborhood, that development is going to be required to include permanently affordable housing. So remember I was telling you earlier that a lot of those affordable housing units, the terms ended. Then we told people this legislation provides that it's permanently, in perpetuity, affordable. And then finally, we wanted to tell and cooperate with communities that, that we're going to continue to invest in your neighborhood, but we're also bringing these other agencies that I told you about, parks, schools, transportation, so that we're building more whole neighborhoods. Again, so that we're telling people, yes, we want to create communities of choice. We want places where you want to choose to live here if you decide to. We're building affordable housing all over the city so you can go other places, but if you want to stay in your neighborhood, we're going to make it great with you. I'm going to end by basically saying that after this probably year and a few months of planning the mandatory inclusionary housing program, going out into the communities and zoning, we created more housing in the city of New York during that first year under Mayor de Blasio than under any other administration.
Es sorprendente ver un proyecto tan sólido desde la parte financiera, desde la parte legal y desde la parte de participación ciudadana, ¿no? O sea, porque digamos, hay muchas maneras de hacer participación, que no es socialización, que no es, digamos, tratar de convencer de una idea preconcebida, sino realmente generar proceso de participación y, digamos, ver un proyecto de vivienda asequible que tenga estos tres elementos en conjunto y que esté dando esos resultados, pues es sorprendente y, digamos, es yo creo que es muy útil para todos los que estamos aquí. Desde la parte de la técnica jurídica, de la parte del financiamiento, de la parte legal, digamos, la situación que hay en México, y nos va a ser una exposición muy interesante. Muchas gracias, Antonio.
Y yo no conozco urbanistas mexicanos que dominen las políticas que ocurren en esas ciudades centrales. Y tenemos un diálogo muy reducido. Es una paradoja, porque México y Estados Unidos son sociedades extremadamente integradas, algo que a veces desde México no alcanzamos a ver. Pero en el plano de las ideas, casi no hay diálogo. Y para nosotros la lección es que incluso en un contexto de conservadurismo jurídico, y bueno, la última nominación del juez Kavanaugh es la punta del iceberg, es una tendencia conservadora. Aún en ese contexto, un gobierno local puede proponerse lo que acabamos de ver, que es decirles a los desarrolladores inmobiliarios, bienvenidas sus inversiones, pero van a tener que hacer un porcentaje de vivienda social. Estamos hablando de cómo cambia una ciudad. Cada nueva licencia de construcción es una transformación, y si lo vemos en forma agregada, la suma de las licencias de construcción, por eso era muy interesante la gráfica que decía cuántas licencias. Si vemos la suma de las licencias en un periodo de 10 años, es cómo se transformó la ciudad. Si esa transformación de la ciudad no obedece a una política decidida desde la política y se la dejamos a los empresarios, si le decimos a los empresarios, tú consigue que los vecinos te apoyen y entonces yo te apruebo, ¿qué? ¿Lo que sea? ¿Cómo vamos a hacer las 100,000 viviendas que se propone la doctora Sheinbaum? Pues abriéndoles lugar en el tejido urbano, modificando la normatividad. Si somos capaces de cambiar esa fórmula, vamos a tener una ciudad más justa y mucho más presentable. Muchas gracias.